Stay away from the microphone now. We're playing equal footing. And let me fix the scoreboard really quick. Oh, yeah, there you go. So we've got in the blue CG Carnage playing with the Celts. And in the red we have GiveUAnxiety playing with the Persians. Carnage going for a regular build, I guess, not for an early barracks. So, guys, am I correct if I say that the quality is fixed now? Is it? It is fixed now, right? For you guys, for MATLAB, for Airy, the guys with the other internet. I think that's the right way to say it. Hey, Otto. So we see Carnage going for early barracks. And GiveUAnxiety is going for barracks as well. So GiveUAnxiety barracks was placed earlier. I wonder if Carnage is just making that barracks as a response. No, it's not, because he didn't scout it, so it's just... Yeah, I guess you can call it a blind counter or something. Anyway, yes, both players going for barracks. Tell me if the if the quality is fixed, by the way, that thing, because I want to know. So we see a spare barrack for GiveUAnxiety. Meanwhile, Carnage taking those boars as well, aside from just the deer. Oh, he's going to lose that villager. Oh, he's losing that villager. He lost one villager there, Mike. Trying to kill those boars. GiveUAnxiety scouts now joining the fight, trying to do as much damage as possible to one of those spearmen. It's as the Barras is still cleaning some of the Sparrow Barras, sorry, still cleaning some of those deer. Full spearmen now pushing on the map for Carnage. But he lost one villager. I wonder if you can see that back in the village population. We do, so it's 14 against 13. It's a little bit sub-worthy for Carnage that the villager died, I suppose. It's not that big, but it's still sub-worthy. So yeah. 810 has been researched, and now GiveUAnxiety is with his Sparabara surrounding those spearmen of Carnage. We manages to destroy the storehouse, but lost one Celt spearman in the process. And now GiveUAnxiety is going to defend with his Sparabara. Carnage going for the second age and GiveUAnxiety as well, a little bit behind it. And GiveUAnxiety now pushing with his Sparabaras. Trying to get a good surround on those villagers. Damaged one of those villagers actually in a decent way. Now he stands under shooting at the Sparabaras. It's actually going to take a lot of damage from the TC. Carnage now in the second age and GiveUAnxiety as well. So yeah, even the board could micro trolley there. That's correct, Cure. Trolley now, or Carnage now, building that second TC here. The Sparabaras of GiveUAnxiety trying to awkwardly deny it, and it's not really working, and the TC is killing a lot of those Sparabaras. Oh, actually. Oh! GiveUAnxiety took the down center there. Lost all Sparabaras though, but yeah. That's an interesting trade. GiveUAnxiety now starting a second TC. So Carnage's TC is still faster, and he lost all of the Sparabara. Argent range now coming up for GiveUAnxiety, who's pushing with a Spearman, and actually there's still one villager here, and they could snipe that one at least. And they're going to snipe the villager. Ooh, but GiveUAnxiety responding very fast. Yes, he's going to lose that storehouse, that's for sure, and even the Sparabara if he's not too careful. Bowman coming out though for ooh. So yeah, GiveUAnxiety pulling the Bowman back, putting the Sparabara back to heal with the storehouses. Now pulling his villagers back, but I think Carnage could snipe this village over here. No, nah, he's backing up. Ooh, and he's losing all of the spearmen, I suppose, now. Nah, never mind. It's not going to happen, guys. So well, I think GiveUAnxiety basically only lost the storehouse, nothing else, and actually sniped 4 Celtic spearmen of CG Carnage right there. Now the bowmen are encountering the spearmen again, and they're going to snipe the one spearman there. Ooh, they're fighting back, and actually I think one bowman is going to die, and one bowman indeed dies. And I think the other bowman is going to die as well, so that's a good trade for Carnage, I suppose. Killing 2 bowmen there in exchange for 2 spearmen. More bowmen are being sent by GiveUAnxiety. Let's take a look at the villager population. It's 30 for GiveUAnxiety, it's 31 only for Carnage. There's 1 villager ahead. Probably not even 1 villager. You know. So GiveUAnxiety built that second TC next to his hunt. It's actually interesting TC position. Ah, beautiful music. It's playing in the background. Is it beautiful? Yeah, it kinda is. It's good music, I think, in the Age of Empires line music. GiveUAnxiety, or actually Carnage is going for 3 archery ranges here against this bowman of GiveUAnxiety, who's yeah, going for a mixed composition of Sparabaras and bowman. Carnage has a really good composition with his slingers. So GiveUAnxiety playing it quite safe, staying close to those storehouses, staying close in his own base. Not really pushing out, and Carnage is actually doing the same with those slingers. You see some units of Carnage here on the map, but that's basically it. If you take a look at the vision, it's mainly that Carnage has only vision of his own base. And GiveUAnxiety only has vision of his own base. Pushing out a little bit to secure those hunt over here. Carnage going for more slingers. village population, GiveUAnxiety is 51 villages, and Carnage as well, so their the village production is quite good. They're not getting highest either. GiveUAnxiety is a few military units ahead, but in population at least. Both players still in H2. Carnage actually going for H3. But GiveUAnxiety not yet. He hasn't got enough food. Yeah, oh, he's actually encountering an army of Carnage, and that's huge. They were fighting. And they killed some of those slingers. Carnage being forced to retreat back to his own base, so you see a big push in the middle of the map from GiveUAnxiety, was rallying his units. GiveUAnxiety now trying to destroy that barracks. But Carnage now in the Silver Age. GiveUAnxiety trying to snipe the barracks again. Sling is actually doing a lot of damage in those Barabaras, even though the damage is low. GiveUAnxiety now focusing those slingers down with his bowman, going to H3 as well. Kills a lot of those slingers, but now he's losing a lot of those Barabaras. He has to retreat. Asabar's joining now the fight, but they're not being stand up yet by GiveUAnxiety. So you see the first bowman coming out from Carnage with that H3 advantage. GiveUAnxiety not in H3 yet. So the bowman count is now increasing for Carnage. 11 bowmen. GiveUAnxiety still 1 HP behind. It's now in the Silver Age. We see 66 villages for Carnage. We see 64 villages for GiveUAnxiety. GiveUAnxiety is not building a second TC yet. He hasn't got the stone. I mean, his third TC. Well, Carnage's third TC is now going up next to the gold mine, next to a new wood line for Carnage. GiveUAnxiety still 100 gold stone away from that third town center. On the other side of the map, Carnage is trying to push towards his base. Carnage now sniping those villagers next to them. 4 villagers died there. Those horses of GiveUAnxiety out of position. And the army of Carnage is again overwhelming. So GiveUAnxiety has the stone to build another TC, but he's not building it yet. He's focusing on his fight instead. A lot of a big mixed composition of horsemen, slingers, and of bowmen. Carnage is now retreating. Doesn't want to fight in that storehouse. GiveUAnxiety decides to engage. Losing a lot of units there. Carnage is losing some units as well, but I think he killed way more than GiveUAnxiety if you look at the population there and actually look at the fight. You see that Carnage is definitely going to win this fight right there. Carnage gets a lot of heal as well on his druid. No, it's actually only one druid. So GiveUAnxiety is in a really bad position right here. Villages are kinda exposed. And one of his audio ranges is going down. It's going to fall. Take a look at the villager population. 78 for GiveUAnxiety and 76 for CG Carnage. GiveUAnxiety now retreating his wallwood line. Making more Takabaras meanwhile. It's only 7 Takabaras right now. It's not Carnage with a lot of map control. We see some villagers here next to the goal, but they're definitely going to die by those horsemen. Some villagers here in the corner with a market as well. That's an interesting position. And it's actually not that far from the market of Carnage. Carnage now taking slowly more and more map control. Those villagers are in a really dangerous position. They're retreating right now, and the army of GiveUAnxiety is coming out. But yeah, I'm not sure if GiveUAnxiety wants to fight here. He's losing some of the Estebaras right now, all 4 of them. Just getting sniped by Carnage's bowman. Some horsemen in the base of Carnage. Actually dealing a lot of damage here to those units. They gotta heal a lot by the storehouse. The storehouses. He fight in the middle of the map and GiveUAnxiety's entire army basically died, and I missed it. That's not worth it. But you can see that GiveUAnxiety is down to 180 population against 179 of Carnage. Caravans of Carnage are causing some gold income as well. Sob. And Carnage is slowly pushing to that base of GiveUAnxiety. Oops. Carnage on the right side, destroying storehouse. It's now going for those barracks as well. Sniping some of the villagers of GiveUAnxiety. GiveUAnxiety retreating those villagers. The army of GiveUAnxiety is on the other end of the base, not sure why. I guess there was 1 unit in the base. 2 barracks have been sniped so far. GiveUAnxiety is actually moving his army towards Carnage's base, or what is he going to do? I'm not entirely sure. Looks a little bit awkward. He's finding some of those horsemen. You see big Persian deathball over here trying to chase the army of Carnage. Looks really awkward in my opinion. So yeah, GiveUAnxiety find the army. I'm trying to get some kind of surround over Spearman. Trying to deal as much damage as possible. It looks really a little bit awkward, and now Carnage slowly cutting back while moving his army, and the first Carpantums have arrived as well. Because Carnage was in H4. but it's not really going to help. Is it? Actually, it is. GiveUAnxiety has to retreat, and it's now 1 HP behind. It's not chasing that army of GiveUAnxiety that has been decreased quite a lot. GiveUAnxiety fighting back there, killing the horseman. Not sure what GiveUAnxiety is going to do at this point. He's 1 HP behind and he's nowhere close to H4. Rams are storming his base. His base is really small compared to Carnage's base over here. And Rams are now in his base, destroying farms, destroying storehouses. Meanwhile, on the other side, Carnage is still pushing that army of GiveUAnxiety. GiveUAnxiety actually resigning. So yeah, I guess a lot of people make a lot of money with the bettings. Let's take a look at the, I don't know, affiliate. Military population, yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm actually just going to the scoreboard right now and light a new one and then continue with this game. Hey, I want to use this spare time that I have here, because the match is not going to start yet, to promote a guide that someone from the community made. His name is BF2K, and he made guides on the maps of Age of Empires Online. It's a really good guide in my opinion. I've used it a lot myself. Especially if you want to play Sparta, you should look at the guide. So I'm going to post that guide in the chat, and you should definitely check it out. It's made by CGPF2K, also known as Booyah. He's from Iran, and he likes Goose fonts.
Koning.
Oh, I was muted the whole time. Well, that's really sad worthy because I had really good commentary, I guess. That's so worthy. Yeah, it was because I was spliffing, so I wanted to mute myself, but then I forgot to mute. It happens actually quite a lot, especially if I play Overwatch. But whatever, it's fine. So I was just explaining how, I don't even know, man. Yeah, I was explaining how eventually GiveUAnxiety will really be ahead with its food income, especially if Carnage is not going for a dog, and he still has no dog. Of course, GiveUAnxiety's second TC is delayed a lot compared to Carnage's, who's producing a lot of villages from the second TC. It's 26 villages for Carnage and 28 for GiveUAnxiety, so GiveUAnxiety is ahead, and of course GiveUAnxiety is a lot of food income with those 4 fishing boats. Carnage still not going for the water, but of course the second TC was up a little bit faster. So my microphone is working right now. Yeah, it is. Holy. GiveUAnxiety actually going for a second dog right there, and he's really using that scout to look for the dog of Carnage. It's not even there. And I have to bug again with the construction, that's not worth it a lot. No. So yeah, we see a lot of fish income for GiveUAnxiety. No fish bug yet. These fish are totally fine, not bugged at all. No fish bugs. Carnage has no fish bug either because he has no dogs for a fishing boat, so he can't even gather the fucking fish. You see GiveUAnxiety with a lot of long sportsmen. Carnage a mixed composition of slingers and axemen, and yeah, actually Carnage is 8 villages behind. 6 villages actually. I think he lost some villages from a push of GiveUAnxiety. Or actually GiveUAnxiety has those fishing boats as well. That's it. Carnage now in the 3rd age, GiveUAnxiety is still in the 2nd age. GiveUAnxiety now trying to engage here in the base of Carnage. Killing off some axemen, but now the sportsmen are really exposed to the PZ fire and to Carnage's units. Complete surrounding, Carnage killed a lot of those lone sportsmen. And I think it was a bad trade there for GiveUAnxiety. Carnage still not going for the water. He is aware of both dogs, if I'm fine. Oh no, not about the second dog, but he knows about the first dog. GiveUAnxiety still in the second age, and Carnage slowly taking more map control. He built already one fort right here to protect the gold and the stone. I don't see a third TC yet. He's actually trying to snipe some of those soldiers of GiveUAnxiety, who has now a bigger army, I guess, compared to Carnage's. There's no healer whatsoever. There actually is. There are actually 2 healers. I missed them. Fight's going down, and I think GiveUAnxiety has the upper end here with a bigger army. Both players are actually losing population there, but I think Carnage has way more casualties compared to GiveUAnxiety. But then again, Carnage is 1 age ahead. His third TC is coming up. GiveUAnxiety still in the second age, not going to the third age yet. He has enough houses, he has enough food for it, but he's not going to the third age. There you go. So we see 1 elephant for Carnage, his most favorite unit. Chariot are just coming in as well. GiveUAnxiety going for third dog. Oh, next to base of Carnage. That's really interesting. That's interesting. Let's see if Carnage will scout the villager. Yeah, he sees it right there, and TC is actually attacking it. GiveUAnxiety had no idea of what was going on right there. The villager's being sniped now. GiveUAnxiety cancelling the dog. Maybe he built it a little bit closer. Now Axemen are actually next to the water. But there's 1 merchant transport, so GiveUAnxiety is going for some gold income with the water. No market. He's going for the water. He's an H3 as well, and he's going to build a second TC next to the water. The Axemen of Carnage, however, are now in the base of GiveUAnxiety. Get a complete surround on those villages next to the gold mine. Ooh. GiveUAnxiety manages to pull them away in time. Now responding by sending over all of his long swordsmen. Carnage going for a house. GiveUAnxiety is going to sandwich the army of Carnage. Carnage is actually going to engage there. Tries to back off, but there's the backup on the other side. It's a complete sandwich, and I think most of the units there will die. Down Sentry even firing as well. Maybe the villagers will join the fight. The merchants are the merchant transport ship is joining the fight, and actually GiveUAnxiety didn't build that merchant transport ship to get a gold, but to transport the villagers away to the island, because I think he's probably going for a wonder eventually to end this game. Since he has that water control, and that's probably why he wanted to build this dock as well. So Treasure Island, once again, ladies and gentlemen, becomes Wonder Island. If I'm correct with my predictions. So yeah, there are the villagers. 12 of them. Probably going for a storehouse to gather more gold and more stone. And eventually, when GiveUAnxiety is in age 4, he will go for the Wonder, and then Carnage suddenly maybe has the land control, but not the water control, because since the beginning of the game, he never built a dock anywhere in the map. GiveUAnxiety a lot of food income from those fishing boats. And that CG Carnage is pushing with 3 elephants, 2 axemen, and 11 chariot. Oh, which is really dangerous for the army of GiveUAnxiety. But then again, he took the island over here and he's already going for H4, so I guess he will go for a Wonder eventually on Wonder Island. Then we see the army of Carnage engaging now on those young sportsmen and on these slingers. It's a big push for Carnage. Those horsemen as well enjoying the fight, but they were kind of exposed by those chariot dodges and those elephants, and actually all of the horsemen died. Except for this one, but I think it's going to die as well, and there we go. However, GiveUAnxiety nearly in H4 has those villages on the island. Perhaps he's going to use the boat to transfer more villages over to the island. But Carnage is already in his base. He destroys one of those barracks. He's not trying to snipe some of these things, he's actually retreating. GiveUAnxiety in H4 and only needs some more wood and some more stone to get the Wonder Rub. A lot of wood actually. GiveUAnxiety going for champions. So GiveUAnxiety actually it's not going for a Wonder. He's using that H4 to some kind of advantage over the composition of Carnage. This is actually a deadly composition because of those chariot archers and because of those elephants. Carnage is sniping more and more infrastructure of GiveUAnxiety. He's now going for the market as well. And GiveUAnxiety responding with all of those champions. Camera riders of Carnage are being picked up. So now GiveUAnxiety's army is going to engage on the army of Carnage over here. We're still 1 HP behind. We see the champions and we see GiveUAnxiety actually focusing those elephants, but he's losing a lot of infantry units there. Due to those elephants, he actually killed one elephant now, but new elephants joined the fight already. It's a huge fight and champions are trying to deal a lot of damage to the elephants and to the chariot archers, but it's not enough. GiveUAnxiety's army, however, is getting healed by those druids, and I guess only one elephant is alive, with some chariot archers behind it, so it's a good fight for GiveUAnxiety, who's still taking all that gold and stone here on the treasure island. Carnage is now backing off with all of his units. Both players have a large map control actually. Look at their bases. This is GiveUAnxiety. If you... I think Carnage actually has way more map control. Has all of those resources over here. And GiveUAnxiety still has the island. And of course the water with all its fishing boats. Well, what's Carnage's view? He has actually way more control over the map. With a watch post over here. GiveUAnxiety can still do something next to the coast. Because Carnage has no fish in there, and chariot are just here in the back, melting down those woodcutters of GiveUAnxiety. GiveUAnxiety not really responding to it yet. Now he's going for those chariot archers. The chariot archers kill a lot of villagers. What's the villager population actually? It's 75 for GiveUAnxiety and it's 87 for Carnage. 75 now for GiveUAnxiety. Carnage in H4 as well, and it's taking all those upgrades now for his army. So yeah, Carnage has a decent market line, and after the market of GiveUAnxiety was destroyed, he never rebuild it, so I think his gold income is really low. Carnage has a really good market line there in the back. GiveUAnxiety now going to engage on top of those elephants and camel riders and chariot archers. But the elephants, they deal so much damage to the army of GiveUAnxiety, and of course Carnage has a reinforcement advantage. Since his military infrastructure right next to the fight. So GiveUAnxiety now down to 160 population against the full population of Carnage. It's starting to look really subworthy for GiveUAnxiety at this point. So Carnage is splitting his army. We see one army here in the bottom, destroying the new market of GiveUAnxiety. Well, his other army was checking this side of the map for any markets. Couldn't find them. Carnage destroyed now one market. His army is pushing on the other side of the map. He's now retreating because he sees that army of GiveUAnxiety and he thinks it's quite big. Quite dangerous, but the rest of his army is destroying all those military structures. Well, the army of GiveUAnxiety is now engaging on top of Carnage's army. The elephants deal a lot of damage to the horsemen. A lot of those bowmen are not even doing anything. Unfortunately, no, actually they are firing. So the army of Carnage took a massive blow though, but the rest of his army is just destroying those TCs, destroying all the farms around it, dealing damage to that, to the military buildings. So GiveUAnxiety is pulling back his army to defend that. But his food income is quite low, only 15 villagers gathering food. His bank is quite low as well. There's not really much that he can do. Like, he can't really produce any new units, and I wonder if Carnage is using his bank to make new units in order to create one big new push. So yeah, GiveUAnxiety needs a robot voice girl to cheer him up. Because Camelrai is now destroying all of those villages next to the gold mine. And his gold income was already a little bit subworthy since his market line is not that long. He had to rebuild that market as well. Could still go for a wonder, I guess. Nah, that's impossible. Carnage will destroy his main base. So yeah, Carnage is now with this camera riders inside the base of GiveUAnxiety. In the bottom, the catapult destroying, sniping actually that TC here in the bottom with two of those elephants. And GiveUAnxiety is not really responding to that yet, and he's not responding to those camel riders either, who are melting down out of all of those villages in the wood line of GiveUAnxiety. So now the market is going down again. And GiveUAnxiety only responding by sending over his horsemen first to destroy those catapults. It's not really working though, because the camel riders respond to that. And the infantry army of GiveUAnxiety is too slow to join the fight earlier. And the Tennyson is now actually going to die. Going to get destroyed, I mean. So he's down to 180 population. But now the infantry of GiveUAnxiety is joining the fight. Going for those catapults and the elephants. Going for all of the camel riders as well. And now he tries to convert those elephants. But I think the elephants are going to kill the priest. Augurs. GiveUAnxiety is going to rebuild his dock, but he's still taking a lot of fish with his fishing booth. But it doesn't really matter. he gains a little bit of gold income with this subworthy merchant transport route over here. But that's really not a lot of gold income. It's not enough. So Carnage coming out with a new push. These Camel Riders are still there in the back, melting down all of those villages that were next to the farms and woodline. Trade caravans can't do anything because the market has not been rebuilt yet. It's not even close to be finished. And now the Camel Riders are inside the base of GiveUAnxiety. There's really not much military unit left for GiveUAnxiety to defend that. Well, Carnage is researching the last of the upgrades like Loom and wheelbarrow and crop rotation. GiveUAnxiety's army is going to fall, his base is going to fall. One Camel Rider is converted, however, holy. And yeah, the food income for GiveUAnxiety is suddenly really low. He's going for more merchant ships, oddly enough. For more gold income. But his food income is too low. And actually GiveUAnxiety is not going to resign, so Carnage took this series by 3-0. Good job, man. No, but it was a really interesting game series. Let's take a look at the quest stats really quick. Yeah, we see food total of GiveUAnxiety really high in the at the start compared to Carnage because of those fishing boats. But yeah, that just like the actually. GiveUAnxiety's military population is really high, but because of those elephants, he's losing so many units. Look at that. Carnage's military population is low, but here at the end you see a massive fall of military unit population. So yeah, but that's it for now. I think that was the third game. CG Carnage actually wants to sing a song. So let's hear him out. That was a good series, I think. CG Carnage fit really well there. Really decent, really clean. He did not require the water in that third map in order to win the game. It was just fine.
Hello?
Here is CG Carnage on Discord.
Oh, CG Adne, hi.
Hey.
Hey, man.
Hey. So we've got a little interview session here at the end.
No, it's not an interview.
It is an interview session.
No, I just want to sing a song that I prepared, man, for this very special occasion.
Let's talk about the third game, actually.
Oh, okay, let's talk about the third
game. So, during the third game, you were never really taking the water. Why?
Because I'm not very good on water, so I just went TC first.
Were you expecting a wonder of GiveUAnxiety on the Treasure Island at any given moment, or?
Yeah, but I was prepared for that, man. I would have instantly built a wonder with like all my villagers.
Yeah, you were actually building a wonder right at the end.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I was just like, I'm just gonna ninja him and make the wonder before he makes the wonder. So, but I mean, even if he builds the wonder, he's Kel, so he can't defend it.
Yeah, that's right.
Not really a point. I just get Pillington and champion.
So third question: do you have any songs that you want to sing right now?
Oh yeah, indeed. I have a song prepared for this occasion, man, and it's dedicated to GiveUAnxiety. And it goes a little bit of something like this. Hit the low, Brack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the low, Brack, and don't you come back no more, more. And that's it basically. But I thought it was quite fitting. So my personal interpretation of Hit the Road, Jack.
Yeah. Very nice, CG Carnage. Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
I guess I'm going to close the